looking match, 6-3, and it will be Niels Zonneveld who will step up
to throw first.
Having already surpassed Bo Greaves, Greg Ritchie, Josh Rock, Joe Cullen. A very tough run to this point so far here in the quarterfinals. And now looking for a spot
100.
in the semi. Still best of 11. George Morgan here on the microphone alongside me, Matthew Edgar.
I think it's safe to say that head-to-head record, as things are going, could be a little bit ignored here, as Niels Zonneveld is probably playing the darts of his life over the last 6 months or so. Saw him have good performance at the Alexandra Palace, and he's starting to find
100.
those regular, consistent performances above that 93 average, which means he's making significant strides within his game.
Well, also making strides, Luke Humphries with a ton 40 to back up the initial one. It was 2 tons for Zonneveld. He's not out of the picture. But just going back to what you were saying, he has been incredible today. I must say, beating
100.
Josh Rock 6-4. Rock, albeit, has been on in the midst of a bit of a tricky wicket. He's had a tough start to the Premier League, has he not?
60.
He has, for sure. And that can have a knock-on effect. We've seen it before in the past with players when they're making the Premier League bow, that they end up coming here just looking for wins and confidence, and ultimately you come searching.
100.
Absolutely right. Well, it's 161 for Luke Humphries to kick us off here in this first leg, and this against the throw as well for Luke Humphries. But
Zonneveld hits a treble here with the opening dart. He may rue that last dart staying on the 20. The 25 and ball would have left it a little bit more easier on this visit. However, he's not managed to find the treble on this occasion.
53.
So no damage done.
No, and again, against the darts. Double 16.
52.
Inside of his first one in the 16 on that occasion, but Zonneveld with a chance to clear up as well. Tops for the first leg. Double 10.
Game shot.
Very nice first leg for Zonneveld. This underway. Humphries straight in the 60. Now, if he couldn't take the leg against the darts last time out, he must follow through and match Zonneveld at the very least, because, as you so rightly say, Matthew, he has been a tricky customer, Zonneveld, here in the Players' Championship.
He's on the up, isn't he? Very, very clear to see the direction that Niels Zonneveld is trending in regards to his game and in regards to the opportunities that he's going to carve out for himself. He's currently 10th in the Pro Tour Order of Merit, looking ahead to the World Match Play, and currently has around about £8,000 cushion. So he's in a very, very good position and just keeps adding to that, adding to his prize pot, and adding to his opportunity of getting on that Winter Garden stage.
Yeah, it was one of the most notorious, most famous stages in World Darts. Even Phil Taylor himself described the match play venue as his favourite venue to go to.
As most players do.
As they do. Absolutely right, Matthew Edgar. Now we watch as Luke Humphries looks to stick himself in the picture for a finish. Double top when he returns, which will go with the throw. Zonneveld can only apply pressure. 2 darts to do that. It's not a bad way to go, but still not enough for a finish. Tops here for Humphries. Double 10 again.
Game shot.
Now double 10 serves Humphries well, as opposed to Zonneveld. They're one apiece heading into the third leg.
180.
Good first 3 from Zonneveld.
177.
Just as well followed up by Humphries as well. Zonneveld, World Championship last 32, we mentioned earlier on. 2026. Last 32 in the UK Open back in 2022. 2 times winner on the PDC Development Tour back in 2018, and then following that up in 2021.
85.
What can we say about Luke Humphries? Well, former world champion from 2 years ago. That same year capturing the World Match Play. The year before the Grand Prix.
58.
And many more on top of that as well. A stellar CV. The 2 Lukes have long been, certainly in recent years, the top of world darts, if we include Luke Littler. Chance here to break the throw for Humphries. Treble 10 for double 16. We'll go upstairs for, not for 12, it's going to go for double 16 now anyway.
Game shot.
Wonderful. Humphries playing some quality darts here. That's a valuable leg against the throw.
As he has done all day. I think every time I've seen Luke Humphries, I've been super impressed. It looks today like he's been right at the very top of his game.
140.
And the amount of times he's coming to the board hitting at least 2 trebles. This is absolute A+ Luke Humphries today.
Oh, we've gone from a
100.
An incredible Gerwyn Price Iceman performance. Well, we're keeping the adjectives cool here as we make our way
81.
into the next stage here in the quarterfinals with Cool Hand Luke in control.
It's interesting you mentioned Gerwyn Price. Gerwyn Price taking on Sebastian Bielecki at the moment. The winner of that will play the winner of this one in the semi-finals.
And both won a piece at the moment. 90 averages share between them. Luke Humphries averaging 106.21 so far. Zonneveld just a little bit further down on the scores, 86 at the moment. Oh,
120.
That would have been one way to finish there, Matthew.
Yeah, it's at that point at the minute where every time Luke Humphries comes to the board, you sort of sat here nodding, expecting it to go.
We'll have another chance later on. A lovely pressure 180 from Zonneveld, leaving double 19, but I don't think he's going to have a chance.
Game shot.
Because Luke Humphries goes 3-1 up. Also, albeit with the darts. But they have to be won.
135.
Zonneveld's not disgracing himself here at all by any means. I think largely just missed opportunities, but you can bring your best average as much as you like, but we've already seen great players punished despite averaging your ton pluses, the likes of Alan Suter, for example. We were discussing it prior to coming into this game here, Matthew. You know, good players that have fallen with ton plus averages. You know, Luke Woodhouse was a fine example. 103 average losing to Luke Humphries in his last game, and that was Luke Woodhouse's last game, and that was a 6-3 defeat.
Well, it was 5-0 down, averaging 111
96.
at one point.
Unbelievable. Another 180 here. No, not quite.
140.
But the flow is impeccable from Luke Humphries. But Zonneveld is going to have a chance first to tee up for 16s to leave a finish. We know how ruthless Cool Hand can be.
58.
Tops for Zonneveld to pull it back to 3-2. Great marker.
Game shot.
The second dart does provide a second leg for Zonneveld. But now Humphries with the darts.
96.
Elsewhere, Sebastian Bielecki 2-1 up against Gerwyn Price, both sharing 86 on the averages right now, so a fairly tight game between those two. Daryl Gurney 2-1 up against Players Championship 2 winner Bessel Nyman, and it's 105.5 average for Daryl Gurney as the 1040 gets drilled in by Luke Humphries. So some cracking games on offer, and Callan Ridds has just gone 3-2 up against Mike De Decker.
125.
Bielecki taking a third leg off Gerwyn Price as well.
130.
Good run out this though, isn't it, for Luke Humphries? Good stretching of the legs before the Premier League on Thursday night, where he'll be opening his campaign up against Josh Rock, who, as you mentioned, hasn't had the best of times here at the Players' Championship, where everything at the moment just seems positive right now for Luke Humphries.
It's probably not bad timing for Humphries to have a game like that in the Premier League, I must say. You know, with returning so soon after the Players' Championship.
Especially the way that he's producing, the scoring power. It's going to give him a lot of confidence going into the Premier League on Thursday.
94.
No question. Continues throwing like this. Double top, ruthless on the doubles here, Luke Humphries. Hardly put a foot wrong so far. Zonneveld has got to find something. Put it this way,
100.
We've seen it time and time again. I mean, if Humphries can get on top of Zonneveld in this leg, he'll have the darts essentially thrown for the match.
140.
That is how quickly these games can go. Triple Z could do with some trebles here.
60. 99.
Humphries averaging a 106 now as the game continues to progress. Zonneveld has pulled
95.
up. Now up to 94.
$92. $41.
Well, hardly an inspired 3 darts from Zonneveld there. No 170 for Humphries, but I don't think he'll be too upset. This is a wonderful time
130.
to get the upper hand in a leg that should have gone Zonneveld's way. And this could be the very leg that sends him on his way out
60.
of this Players' Championship Event 4. Double top. Lovely marker again. The second dart true. And it's 5-2.
In control. Absolutely in control of everything today, Luke Humphries. The power scoring. The way he's just managing the games, all the moments. Last 3 performances have been comfortably over the 100 mark, and he's there again.
Well, he came into this Event 4 as the favourite.
100.
And I think he's giving us an exhibition as to why.
137.
137 to follow up the 180. Zonneveld needs to clap back here.
100.
Back-to-back tons, but not enough because it's Humphries who's going the extra mile at the moment. And remember, he does have the darts in this
100.
leg. Leaving 84 for when he next comes around. Zonneveld needs to apply some kind of pressure. A 180, you know, has to be on the cards. He might yet deliver. Not quite.
140.
Oh. Humphries chasing double six and game shot of the match.
Luke Humphries.
For Luke Humphries, he'll move forwards into the semi-finals. Utterly unplayable. Cool hand, showing exactly why he is just that. 108.53 average against the 92 laid down by Niels Zonneveld. Triple Z will barrel out despite having 2 180s. Nevertheless, 6 out of the 11 checkout successes, providing Humphries with the platform to win the game, and we'll see him in the semis.